the people can actually access, can actually verify, and hindi lang po ito kwento-kwento ko. Dahil ang involved po dito ay court case. Everything is documented. Yan po, no? Yung mga hindi pa nakakaranas ng kaso. Ngayon, alam nyo na. Everything is documented. Even your background conversation has to be documented. So, to close this, Admar and Jade, no? Facts are on my side. And I don't know what's on the side of the First Lady. But facts are on my side. Public court documents are on my side. Hindi ito gawang-gawa dokumento. There are real documents and official correspondences between the lawyer that provided and myself. You know, these correspondences are on my side. So all the points na sinabi ni Mrs. Araneta Marcos, there are all lies. So I think, you know, the facts, the statement of Lisa Araneta Marcos cannot measure up against the facts of the situation, the court documents that are available, etc.
Ayan, ikaw rin ba ay na-bad shot sa mga pinagsasabi ni First Lady? Pero ito muna, paano ba kayo nagkakilala ni First Lady Lisa Marcos?
Well, nagkakilala kami ni First Lady Lisa Marcos because of Franco Mabanta. Franco Mabanta ang dating PR ni Bongbong Marcos. And nagkakilala kami niyan kasi nga is nanghihingi sila ng tulong from social media personalities and bloggers kasi nga ay hindi sila kina-cover ng mainstream media. And if you can remember, nung panahon na yon ay mainit ang issue ang kanilang electoral protests laban kay Vice President Leni Robredo. And mainstream media during that time ay very, very pro-Leni. So they're not being given a fair chance ng mainstream media. So November 2017, ako ay umuwi ng Pilipinas from the Netherlands primarily dahil ako ay naimbitahan na mag-public lecture on international relations sa isang paaralan sa Davao City, sa I think it's Holy Cross, if I'm not mistaken. Ang nanilito kasi ako, Holy Cross of Davao. And Franco Mabanta learned about na pupunta ako ng Pilipinas. So nag-arrange siya ng dinner with bloggers sa bahay ng nila BBM, ng kanilang pamilya, sa Nara Street sa Forbes Park. So ayan, nakikita niyo yung picture. Yan ang aming gather at yung mga bloggers na nandyan.
Yan ay 2017 pa na larawan, tama?
Yes, nandiyan ang date. Nakikita niyo ba ang date, mga kababayan, kung anong date niyan?
Yan, November 2017, November 20, 2017. Tama ba?
Yes.
Ayan. And nabanggit
So
kasi... Oh, sige po, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and ano yung
Kasi ang sabi kasi niya, I met them because they were sued for cyber libel. They came to me pro bono.
Well, yung sinabi ni Lisa Marcos dyan, no, ay hindi naman yan buong katotohanan. Actually, walang tumama dyan. Unang-una, sila po ang lumapit sa amin at sila po ang nangangailangan ng tulong. Nangangailangan sila ng tulong dahil nga hindi sila pinapansin ng mainstream media dahil napaka-anti-Marcos ng mainstream media during that time. At kami ang kanilang nilapitan at humingi ng tulong. At yun na nga ang naging topic ng dinner na yan na inarrange ni Franco Mabanta. If you can see there, that's the picture ng dinner. Same day yan. That's November, I think November 20, tama ba? November 22, 2017. Oo, kita niyo dyan. Andyan po si Thinking Pinoy, nandiyan pa ako. Sa sitting arrangement, ako ang nakaupo sa kanan ni BBM. At makikita niyo dyan ang topic ng dinner. Si Thinking Pinoy na mismo or RJ Nieto ang nagsulat. Can you see it? Yung, yung dinner
Mm, mm.
agenda. Mm.
Mhm. So
Electoral reform.
yung larawan na pinost ni mo at yung larawan na yan ay same day.
Yes, same day. So, different pictures, same day. So, yan ay dinner sa Nara Street House ng mga Marcoses ni BBM, ng pamilya ni BBM. So, ang topic dyan ay electoral protests nila. And of course, yung pinag-usapan din namin yung yung impeachment case na hinahain laban kay Lenny, and of course yung napapabalitang may RevGov movement. So but ang pinag-usapan talaga diyan na talaga is yung electoral reforms. Kinuwento nila sa amin kung ano ang nasa likod nito, kung paano sila iniipit at kung paano nangyari ang alleged na cheating noon. And kami naman, okay, tutulong kami at kawawa naman kayo, kaalyado naman kayo ng mga Duterte. And between you and the Dilaw, sila yung mas namin, no? Mas nalalapit ang aming puso, especially we share the same principles as BBM during that time, no? Electoral reform, foreign policy, etc. So, yan ang unang chance na nagkita kami ni Lisa Marcos at talagang nagkakilala. Ngayon, yung sinasabi niyang cyber libel, okay, mali-mali naman siya dyan. Dahil ang totoong may kasong cyber libel ay si RJ Nieto or Thinking Pinoy. So, what I'm showing you right now, baka nakakalimutan na to ng mga Pilipino at siguro nakalimutan na rin to ng ating unang ginang, ang nagsampa ng kaso ng cyber libel laban kay RJ Nieto ay si former Senator Trillanes. That's the news during that time. Anong date yan, Admar?
November 22, 2017.
Yes, di ba? Same year. So, yaang time na yan, kinuha si Lisa ang nagpresentang abogado ni RJ Nieto or Thinking Pinoy sa kasong cyber libel. Okay? Pero hindi lingid sa kalaman ng lahat, no, lalo ng aking mga followers, na sinampahan ko po ng cyber libel case si Joe Verlario at Cocoy Dayaw. Okay? Yan din ang isa sa agenda ko kung bakit ako umuwi. Ako'y nag-file ng kaso laban sa kanilang dalawa ng 2 counts of libel. And ang nakasuhan dyan ay si Joe Verlario at si Cocoy Dayaw. At ako ang nagsampa ng kaso at hindi ko po lawyer doon, si Lisa Marcos, at hindi ko po kinuha ang kanyang law firm. Actually, ang aking mga followers ay nag-raise ng funds para ako ay may panglaban sa korte na yon. Sa kaso na yon, sila pa ang sumuporta sa akin. At ang aking lawyer po noon ay si Attorney Ahmed Pangkalinawan. And just to clarify, no, si Joe Verlario ay nag-countersue. Nagdemanda siya ng civil case against me and RJ Nieto or Thinking Pinoy. Ngayon, yung civil case na yan, dahil si RJ din yung involved dyan at hinahandle na ni Lisa ang kanyang kaso ng cyber libel na sinampa sa kanya ni former Senator Antonio Trillanes, ako ay isinama na rin dyan kasi pareho kaming respondents. So doon lang po sa civil case na involved si Lisa Marcos, but that is not the reason kung bakit kami nagkakilala.
Mhm. So doon sa civil case na yon, sino yung kumbaga kasama ka rin doon sa nabanggit mo nga na kay Lisa Marcos lang yung abogado ni RJ, hindi ka kasama doon? Yung sa civil case?
Sinama na nga ako kasi pareho kaming respondents. Kasi it's basically the same case, yung civil case na yon, yung sampa ni Joe Verlario.
Mm-hmm. And ano nang nangyari doon sa case din pala na yun?
Well, uunahin ko muna yung case ko, no? Yung cyber libel case ko laban kay Lario and Cocoy Dayaw from 2000, simula nang sinampa ko ang kaso noong November 2017 hanggang May 2022, ang ginawa ng kampo ni Joe Verlario at Cocoy Dayaw ay magsampa ng a lot of motion to dismiss sa iba't ibang angle, like they're questioning the jurisdiction, etc. At ako po ay nanalo sa lahat ng mga sinampa nilang motion laban po sa aking kaso. So finally, in May 2022, nagkaroon na ng pre-trial hearing sa Taguig, at ang aking counsel naman doon, ang sumama sa akin, si Attorney Tom Berenguer. And alam niyo naman, no, sa mga abogado na nakikinig at may alam sa batas, pag ganyan, ang unang ginagawa ng judge ay yung judicial mandated settlement. Okay? The judicial mandated settlement is kailangan nyo mag-usap-usap, tingnan kung mag-aayos, kasi sinabi ng judge, baka pwede kayong mag-sorry dalawa. No? They were referring to Kokoy Dayaw and Joe Verlario. And as advised by my counsel, sabi niya sa akin na alam mo, kailangan mong sumunod sa judge, huwag kang magiging arrogante dahil mababati sa iyo ang judge. So, pag sinabi ng judge, explore ways to settle this issue, then explore ways to settle this issue. So, in the first week of June, nagkaroon kami ng settlement meeting ng kampo ni Joe Verlario at Kokoy Dayaw, their counsels and my counsels. So during that settlement meeting, ang sabi ko is mag-public apology kayo, especially directed to my mother, because yung mga post ninyo na nilagay doon really hurt my mother. It's really actually a false accusation that really hurt my mother. My mother is already old, you know. She don't need that kind of pain anymore. And during that settlement meeting, the counsel of Joe Verlario floated the idea about dismissing the civil case they filed against me. Yung civil case na yun, dun yung kasama, pareho kami dinemanda ni RJ Nieto. And yeah, so it was being explored. Yeah, do you have any questions so far?
Mm-hmm. And after nito, kumbaga, ito ay lahat recorded. So,
of course,
paano nabanggit ito ni First Lady kung saan may kukumpara agad yung mga nabanggit niya na tingin niya yun ang katotohanan dito sa mga records na ito? Kasi hindi naman ito usapan na parang hindi na nailagay sa papel talaga. May records talaga ito, considering kaso din ito, mga kaso ito.
Oo naman, lahat naman ng may pinagdaan ng kaso, Admar and Jade, no? Everything is recorded. Your your text messages, you have to keep it with your lawyer, and everything that you submit to the court, no? Kasama yan. And may background ako sa law, international law lang, no? But that's why I know all these things. Ngayon, yung sinasabi ni Lisa Marcos, ni unang gilang Lisa Marcos, na I fired the lawyer na pinrovide niya at dinrap ko si RJ, yan po ay isang malaking kasinungalingan. Okay? So I am now showing you, so this is the phone, this is the exchange of text messages between me and and our lawyer na nag-handle ng civil case. Okay? It's Attorney A, hindi ko na binuo yung pangalan, no? So, Attorney A was asking me, okay, nakikita niyo naman dyan, nababasa niyo naman, na kailangan niya ako makausap para it's about planning the case, no? Ito, kasi uupo ako sa witness stand dyan sa civil case. And then, tinawagan niya ako and I explained to Attorney A during the phone conversation that in my cyber libel case against Lario and Kokoy Dayaw we are going through a judicial mandated settlement. That is just part of the process, judicial process, no? Hindi po ako nag-demand ng settlement na yon. It's the judge that actually mandated that as part actually of normal procedures, no? And then, ang tanong sa akin ni Attorney A, okay, ang tanong sa akin ni Attorney A ay papaano si RJ. Sabi ko, please ask RJ what he wants to do. And then Attorney A specifically asked me if I can be an intermediary between Lario and Nieto. no, para ma-dismiss na rin tong kaso ni Nieto. I asked Attorney A, please call RJ and please call him in order to get the consent of RJ. You know, it's just normal, no? And of course, tinawagan si RJ Nieto ng lawyer namin, and I don't know what happened along the way. Maybe something got lost in translation. Tinawagan ako ni RJ Nieto, and ang unang bungad niya sa akin is, bakit mo ako nilaglag? So I didn't know, I don't know why he was saying that, because malinaw ang pag-uusap namin ng lawyer na tatanungin siya kung papayag siyang maging intermediary ako between Lario and him. So, and then he became verbally abusive. Okay, he hung up, and the rest ng conversation namin is through Facebook. Ayoko na lang i-post dito, ano, kasi nga may mga very abusive words ito si Thinking Pinoy RJ Nieto during that time. So, and eventually, okay, do you have a question?
So kumbaga, suma total, kung susumahin, nagkakilala kayo dahil kailangan nila kayo at hindi dahil kailangan nyo sila dahil sa inyong kaso. Dahil during that time, nababanggit nila na hindi panig ang mainstream media sa kanila.
Yes, that's that. Everyone knows that, no? Ilan ng vloggers na nandoon sa Nara Street, Forest Park during that dinner, admire, no? Everyone na nandoon, alam nilang ganun ang agenda. So it's going to be our words versus a one-woman word. No, we have records, we have documents, and RJ Nieto himself posted about the agenda of the meeting. Diba? Kaalyado nila yan si RJ Nieto. So that was his post during that evening. Everyone knows that was the agenda for them to get our help regarding their electoral protest, dahil hindi kino-cover ito ng fair ng mainstream media during the time.
Si Jade ito, alam ko, personally, ang gusto ding malaman ng taong bayan, kung paano mo ba nakikilala, paano mo ba ma-describe si FL para sa iyo personally?
Well, you know, when the first time I met Lisa Marcos, she was actually a very down-to-earth lady. Very down-to-earth, friendly. Hindi mo siya makikitaan ng ere, no? Sa katawan, sa pag-iisip. She was very amiable, no? During that time. So the Lisa Araneta Marcos right now is a different Lisa Araneta Marcos right now. This is a Lisa Araneta Marcos with power. And sabi nga nila, you know, the real character of a person gets revealed once you give them power or money. So now, ayan na, maybe this is a real character. And itong maiksing sinabi niya sa akin dito sa kanyang interview with Anthony Tabierna, that she can blatantly lie like that about what happened to my case is, you know, a testament of how deep power really turned her into someone like her right now, no? And just to close this itong about the case, no? Sinabi niya na nilaglag si RJ. Finar ko yung abogado, wala pong ganung firing. You know, I'm gonna show you something. So this is like this is another text conversation with our lawyer. Humingi ng update yung lawyer namin. This was from the law office of Lisa Marcos, and I told the lawyer, yes, we're still finalizing. And can you read what I wrote there about ask a question there doon sa lawyer? Pwedeng pakibasa, Admar and Jade.
Ito ba yung ano? Is there already any clarity with Mr. RJ Nieto once?
Yes. Ano po ang sagot ng lawyer?
Misa, he decided to proceed with the case.
Okay. So, malinaw naman po sa conversation na yan, no, with the lawyer, na hindi ko nilaglag si RJ Nieto, no? hindi ko rin fanar ang lawyer. Paano firing yan? We are still communicating, no? We are still proceeding because kailangan namin i-wrap up ang aming kaso, you know? And hindi ko siya nilaglak until ma-finalize yung settlement ko kay Joe Verlario. I was still asking what exactly RJ Ninko wants. Now, it is not my problem, no, Jade and Admar at sa mga nakikinig sa amin. If RJ Nieto doesn't know what he wants, and if he is so inspired by his inflated ego that he cannot swallow his pride and actually see that this is actually a good way, a good path in order for his case to be dismissed. Kita mo, natalo yan kay Joe Verlario. Dahil sa kanyang pagtataray at hindi mo malaman na pag-uugali ng mga panahon na yan. And I was very calm and collected when I was dealing with him. And just not to belabor the point, no, I'm going to present to you a court document, no. This is actually, nakikita nyo ba siya?
Yes.
Okay, this is actually a court document. Okay, this is civil case number 1800772. Ito na yung motion to exclude. Okay, motion to exclude na final ng kampo ni Joe Verlario. Okay, ito is motion to exclude me as one of the defendants. Okay, so kung makikita nyo dito sa paragraph 3, okay, you can see the paragraph 3, no? Upon review of the judicial affidavit of defendant Ray Joseph Nieto, it appeared that SASOT had no active participation in the preparation, writing, or publication of the blog post that is largely the subject of this case. Furthermore, while SASOT was expressly mentioned in the related video taken by Nieto as having contributed certain information, Nieto's testimony as being the sole author of the blog post appears to belie this statement. Hence, the parties agreed that SASOT's exclusion as a defendant in this case would be included among the terms of their settlement. So, nakikita nyo dyan, no? Basically, Joe Verlario doesn't have a case against me dito sa civil case. So, kaya nga madaling i-float ng kampo ni Joe Verlario na tanggalin ako dito sa kaso, no, na ito. Dahil nga, doon lumabas mismo sa testimony ni Nieto na wala akong active it doesn't indicate any active participation, preparation, writing, or publication of the blog. And these are all court documents, no? These are public documents, Admar and Jade. The people can actually access, can actually verify, and hindi lang po ito kwento-kwento ko. Dahil ang involved po dito ay court case. Everything is documented. Yan po, no? Yung mga hindi pa nakakaranas ng kaso. Ngayon, alam nyo na. Everything is documented. Even your background conversation has to be documented. So, to close this, Admar and Jade, no? Facts are on my side. And I don't know what's on the side of the First Lady. But facts are on my side. Public court documents are on my side. Hindi ito gawang-gawa dokumento. They are real documents and official correspondences between the lawyer that provided and myself. You know, these correspondences are on my side. So all the points na sinabi ni Mrs. Araneta Marcos, there are all lies. So I think, you know, the facts, the statement of Lisa Araneta Marcos cannot measure up against the facts of the situation, the court documents that are available, etc. So, ayun lang po. So,
yes, para lang ma-establish lang din natin, kailan lang huling kayo nag-usap ni FL at ano yung nag-trigger para bitawan mo ang iyong suporta sa kanila?
Nahuli kami nag-usap ni Mrs. Araneta Marcos was, whenever, ang huling pag-uusap namin, I think it's May 2022 or early June 2022, when she was inviting me to attend the inauguration. I actually excused myself. I told her that I have a duty sa SMNI. Dahil ako po ang anchor ng SMNI noon, special episode ng inauguration. So that was the only time, that was the last time that we spoke with each other. Ano ang nangyari at ako'y nag-withdraw ng suporta? It was because nag 180-degree turn sa foreign policy si Bongbong Marcos. Everyone knows that na yun ang naging dahilan, no? I publicly spoke against the foreign policy of Bongbong Marcos during a kapihan sa Kamuning Bakery Cafe ng, I think it was late February or early March 2022. And that was the beginning that the Presidential Communications Office and the trolls started attacking me, everything about me, and I believe na, Lisa Marcos was behind it kasi everything na sinasabi ng mga trolls nila are the same things that she's saying now in her interview with Anthony Taberna, which now I have demonstrated with facts, with court documents, to be patently false.